They're all injured somewhere, but they'll be all right. For the next one, they will be ready to do Expendable 4.
That's kind of a regular answer. I'd just like to say, much to my sympathies, and I'm sorry, everyone here except myself suffered extreme brain damage. So whatever they say, don't listen to them, just talk to me.
Wesley, what about you?
No, I made it out. I made it out of this one alive. I got the brain damage, but so far so good.
Chase.
Yeah, exactly. Being directed by Sly, it does cut through to the cortex.
Yeah, Jason was hanging out with Neptune for a couple of scenes.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I walked away without any injuries. I mean, I nearly died making this movie. You know, the brakes failed on a 3-ton flatbed truck and I ended up at the bottom of the Black Sea. Fortunately, I lived to tell the tale, so, yeah.
How dangerous was it? Because everywhere there were the big headlines, Jason Statham almost dead, drawn in the Black Sea. How serious was that?
No, it was extremely serious, yeah. I literally, you know, I thought I killed 2 cameramen. I went over to, I hit these 2 guys on a dolly track and it was the worst feeling ever. I eventually scrambled out of the window, but I was completely out of air. It was touch and go. Really thought I was going to die.
Mm-hmm. No, it's real. He's probably the only one that would have made it out of there for sure, because I know I wouldn't have made it out there. Our equipment is too heavy. We can't swim that well, and it's pitch black. And injuries, you know, to me, injuries, and I've said it before. It's like it's just part of the game. I've been getting them since Rocky 1. It's just many. Now it's injury on top of injury. Now I call them by name. There's just so many. How you doing, broken arm? Hey, broken shoulder. How you been? You feeling okay? Knee? What's going on? It's just that's what it is. And the only guy who never gets injured is Antonio, except this time.
Except that this time, after a while shooting, every member of the cast wanted to cut my tongue.
That's right.
Because they said I talk too much.
That's right.
Everybody's asking us about that. I mean, you know, this ego thing goes on when the people is really hungry to obtain something. Everybody who has been in this movie, they already taste big time, you know, success. And so, you know, that was not an issue. That was not a problem. What I remember of the days of shooting is a very relaxing set with a lot of laughter going on, a lot of jokes, you know, inner jokes between all the guys. That's actually what I remember, but no situations of, you know, competition to a degree that actually it gets nasty. No.
Well, I mean, if you don't learn something from each and every one of these guys, then you weren't paying attention. You know, with Sly, you know, he really took me under his wing. He just told me to have fun, and that's what I did. You know, it was very easy going on set. You would think with all these, you know, icons that there would be ego, but, you know, like Antonio said, I think everyone just loved the role, loved the movie, loved the franchise that Sly created, and Avi, and I know I did. And it was just fun every day on set. It didn't feel like work. And that's the best part of the job, when it doesn't feel like work.
The first one, and actually I like what you're talking about. He's talking about the first, we made a making of the movie called Inferno, and I ran into Jim Cameron, the great director, of course, Avatar and Titanic, goes, I like the making of the movie more than the movie because it really showed the behind-the-scenes chaos and what goes into it. And it is a very, very difficult process for a man to direct and act and the action, whatever. So it would be hard. I'd be tempted to. I'd have to be in really peak physical condition to be able to do it because you're running sometimes 6 and 9 cameras. But yeah, and there will be a definite Expendables 4. I don't know if I will be running it, but I'll be writing it and pretty much trying to work behind the scenes. But it's very, very hard for anyone that's ever had to direct. It's like getting dressed for your wedding in a dark closet with no lights on. You come out, you're wearing a red shoe, a brown tie. You go, what is this? You don't know. It's just a very, very confusing thing. You don't know what you have until the very end. So I'm going to have Antonio direct it. He's done it, right?
Do it.
Say, he will do it. He's crazy. He'll do it.
So that's fixed.
I remember my finest moment was at the end of Expendables 1. And I said, thank God, this crap is over. No. It's really hard. You know, we sit there, we try to make it very romantic. It's hard to say this is our favorite moment. Probably watching him struggle for his life was kind of, that was kind of cool. Has Aunt Antonio play a piano in the background that you guys never get to see. Usually what our cool moments are off screen. You won't see them. You know, you'll see them on the making of the film. They have a lot of behind the scenes stuff, you'll see.
A moment that I will not forget, and I don't want to labour a point. I know we keep talking about me going to the bottom of the Black Sea, but when I crawled out and literally took a breath of air to, you know, to realise I was alive, at that point you really understand who your real friends are. So I looked around. I wondered if Sly had dived in to save me. I looked around and he was there with his iPhone like that, filming me. I said, Jason, get out, it's wet in there.
In case he doesn't make it, this is worth a fortune.
I think that moment was one of the most spectacular moments because actually Sly, when Jason went in the water, Sly actually called over the second unit photographer and he said, get this. What are you doing over there? You're supposed to be over here. Shoot it. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
I was calling the insurance company to tell him it's over. Pay the money now.
It's really interesting because when you discuss age, it's really great if you're talking to somebody your own age and then you'll get it. Because when you guys get to be my age, you're going to go, what happened? I'm really like 35 in the brain. And you'll say, I'm not planning on going anywhere. This is ridiculous. Whoever came up with this concept. So what I try to do is just keep pushing the envelope because I don't feel my age. So why would I retire? Retire to what? You just would be bitter. And by the way, there's a new system going on at the University of Miami, and I recommend everyone over 50 do it. You actually are tested. You're tested not on your age. They don't even look at your age. They test on your body thing, your reactions, your nerves, your pulse, your this, your that. And quite often, a lot of people that are 65 come out at about 39, 42. That's really where they're at because they've taken good care of themselves. So as a teenager, I'd like to say thank you very much and welcome to my next movie.
So age is just a number. With age is just a number, what's your number? What was the result then?
What I really think I am at?
Yeah.
I mean, for real?
Yeah.
Probably, no, I'd say about 48, 49.
Okay.
20 years yet. Absolutely. No question about it.
Next year, big party. 50 years, we all be there.
I haven't hit my 50th birthday, so you're all invited to my
That's what we want to hear.
19th, 50th birthday party. As for Cologne, one of my favorite artists live here, which is Gerhard Richter. And also you have one of the great I don't know if you call them book makers, but connoisseurs, which is Taschen, Bernard Taschen. And it comes out of Cologne. And Cologne's an incredibly ancient city, so I wanted to see it, wanted my family to see it. And Cologne, it smells good. We're here.
That's important.
Well, growing up, my hero was, of course, on a very superficial. I liked mythology. So Steve Reeves, even though he was not, a great actor, he was a great presence. And Kirk Douglas. And I love Kirk Douglas in his roles like Spartacus and Vikings.
Callan?
I'm working with all of them. It's kind of,
Good
it's
answer.
kind of a dream job. Can I do the fourth one too?
Antonio?
Yes, actors. Brando,
Barbra Streisand.
Newman,
Barbra Streisand.
and Barbara Streisand. And Barbara Streisand. How did you know that?
Smart, I read.
It's very exciting. Very exciting. Where I grew up, these were the only movies that I watched. So to actually act with them and alongside them and be a young expendable, it dates back to 2009 when I first auditioned for the first one. They had a young expendable written in there, and I auditioned. It was during the Twilight years, and I was big. I was the big guy in those movies, so I kind of helped. It was fitting. And then the role was written out, so I was kind of bummed and always hopeful that another young role would be introduced into the gang, and here we are, the third one. and I live. So, you know, hopefully there's a fourth one.
Let's just say that those things happen off screen. Would you say the ones that really make you weak? But I'll say this and I think I speak that every one of us here are incredibly sensitive people. We may not look it, but believe me, we play a character. We play these tough people that can take all kinds of physical pain. But when just like you, we go through all sorts of personal dilemmas and tragedies and upheavals and whatever. So we feel it. We're not superhuman.